Warning: the following video may contain serious nostalgic properties and/or topics. Information shared in this video may also not be 101% accurate, as the creator is going purely off memory. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy! Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sorrowful here, and everyone always talks about how they miss the old MapleStory. You know, the good old days, back before the Big Bang. Well, I'm no different. The other day I was reminiscing with a MapleStory buddy of mine, and we were talking about a lot of older day Maple things. And boy, did that conversation really make me miss the old days. And with the reboot patch, which is MapleStory's next huge update, being just around the corner, I figured it's an appropriate time to take a moment and share with you guys what I, Sorrowful, miss most about the old MapleStory. I miss the MapleStory trading system, also known as the MTS. The Maple trading system was an online Nexon Cash or NX market built into MapleStory that allowed players to both buy and sell various items and equipment using NX. This was an incredible and totally legit way to make a little or even a lot of NX by selling off some old equips and items you may not need anymore. The best part about it was that it was free and easy to use, and that it was cross worlds, meaning anyone in any world can see items being sold from all other worlds in the MTS and even buy those items if they wish to. I remember buying a 96 attack bow of destruction from the MTS for about 12k NX. Why? Because I was a strengthless bowmaster, and strengthless bows with high attack were super hard to come across back then. I also bought an 8 attack blue work glove for about 8k NX, and hundreds of summoning rocks for my assassin for the minimum MTS listing price. Because yes, back then summoning rocks actually had a damn purpose. It was needed for skills like Shadow Partner and Silver Hawk / Golden Eagle, which was a ranger / sniper skill. The MTS was also infamous for being a NX merging tool. I know of many people who have merged hundreds of thousands of NX using the MTS, and it wasn't even hard to do. FlayX, who used to be a godly Night Lord and who was once my idol, even had a series on YouTube where he'd show his viewers how to merge using the MTS. Unfortunately, the MTS had to close down for several reasons, with the biggest being a dupe exploit that was made easy using the MTS. I miss a lot of the older training spots. You know, not that these spots don't exist anymore, but they've just been nerfed to the ground. I have so many memories of training back in the day, but a lot of those memories are myself and or my friends fighting the following mobs: Galoperas, Typhons, Wind Raiders, Voodoos and Hoodoos, Junior Newts, Skelegons, right? And even a few others. If you recall training at any of these places back in the day, let me know in the comment section below. 4th job skill quests. This is easily one of my most missed features of MapleStory pre-Big Bang. It's a feature that no one ever talks about ever, and it's so sad, but it's because only so few people achieved 4th job before Big Bang. Luckily, I was fortunate enough to experience 4th job in this era, so I can share this with you guys as well as this entire list. And yeah, I'm just grateful for that. So 4th job skill quests were very hard quests made to test your worthiness upon reaching 4th job. But trust me, these quests were not optional, because the only way you could unlock your job's best skills were by doing these quests. So for example, I'll never forget this moment in MapleStory because it's beyond priceless to me. But when I finally got to level 120 on my Bowmaster and I obtained 4th job status, in order for me to unlock my Hurricane skill, which as we all know is a Bowmaster's best skill even to this day, but in order to unlock that skill, I had to have another Bowmaster friend. Yes, specifically a 4th job Bowmaster. So I had to have him go into a party with me and venture to where the Balrog resides, or Barlog, however you want to say it, but venture to where the Balrog resides in Sleepywood, which was a hell of a long journey, especially back then. And then we'd enter this hidden portal where we'd be stuck on a flat ground platform for 5 minutes. What were we doing for those 5 minutes? Well, try and picture this as best as you can. For the entire duration of the 5 minutes, we had to continuously fight waves and waves of about 5 or 6 Balrogs at a time. My friend was super cool, just spamming Hurricane, while I was on the other side, on the other end, using Puppet and Strafe. Guys, what you have to keep in mind is that Barlogs back then were fucking scary, alright? They'd KO me, who was a level 120 Bowmaster, in one hit. There was no character cards, link skills to boost your HP, none of that shit. I was level 120 with like, I think 2.4k HP. Now you could have a level 1 character with 2000 HP. It's ridiculous, right? So Balrogs were definitely scary. The only reason why the quest was even doable for me was because of my puppet skill. You know, it was like MapleStory testing you to make sure you know how to use your skills, and I remember my heart just racing for the entire 5 minutes. It was literally the most epic moment in my entire life. Fighting side by side as bowmasters, friends, seeing my level 140 bowmaster friend using Hurricane, just showing off that badass skill that I'm working so hard for, and I'm so grateful that I did have him as a friend. I'll never forget his IGN. It was fast ass arrow, and we've been through so much in MapleStory together way back in the day, and although we hadn't spoken in many years now, I still hope he's doing alright. Actually guys, I just looked his name up right now on the MapleStory rankings, and he's still there, level 142 bowmaster. I can't believe I actually remembered his level and everything. That's pretty crazy. But I think we did it on our first try, or maybe it was our second try, but nonetheless it was super great that MapleStory encouraged fresh bowmasters to find friends, specifically other bowmaster friends, to help you accomplish and overtake this task. Definitely one of my most missed features, hands down. Skill books, a bittersweet memory. No, you silly geese, I'm not talking about mastery books, which are still a thing in today's MapleStory, but I'm actually talking about skill books. These were books that you'd need in order to even unlock one of your 4th job skills, and these books weren't obtained through any means of simplicity. For example, I remember having to stay on a rope on my level 118 Hermit while a good level 150 Nightlord friend of mine took down Zachem in hopes that Zachem dropped the triple throw skill book. It took about 5 tries to finally get the book, and I paid my friend about 4 million mesos a run, but boy was it worth it once I hit 4th job and was able to use that sexy triple throw skill. Later on, these books were so sought after that you were even able to Scissors of Karma them and sell them in the FM for upwards of 50 mil, with triple throw being around 120 mil. The wonderful Nightlord, my great friend who actually helped me get that skill book, was Mr. Baby Cakes. You could search him up on the Maple rankings. A link to his ranking page will be in the description of this video. He's been gone. He quit about maybe 2 years ago now. Great guy, man. He was really my Nightlord idol, which is actually why I got my Nightlord that spiky haircut. So that's even more background, guys, to just show you how deep some of this stuff goes. He had the spiky fireball hairstyle, and I'm like, yo, I want to be like this guy. And I got the black fireball hairstyle, and we were just so dope, and it was amazing. I miss the bonding aspect of party quests and bossing, making actual friends. Nowadays, it feels like the game just goes by too fast, and it's just more beneficial and efficient to do things alone. You go from level 10 to 120 so quickly by yourself that it's almost as if there's no real need to actually make friends. And training parties today are either people soloing maps or 6 random people together in a map with 4 being AFK and 2 attackers who just hold 1 button down. It's like people just don't want to be bothered anymore and find no value in MapleStory friendship, because I guess the game has made it so that having a bunch of good friends doesn't really do much for you anymore. Back in the day, I made a ton of friends doing PQs and boss fights. Because party quests and bosses were something you'd spend such a long time on back then, you actually had time to get to know each other and play together. Now it's like everything is a race. I remember having a group of friends. We'd log on at the same time every day to do looting maze PQ runs together, and we'd have a blast. The same goes for Carnival PQ. One of my good Maple friends of today is someone I met years ago doing a random Scarleon boss run because we needed a few extra people and he was already there training on Galoperas or something. So we asked him if he wanted to join because you need 6 people to do Scarleon, and from then on we've been friends. Shout out to you, Henry Returns. I really missed the Dojo Party quest, the very first form of Dojo, where you could enter as a party and try to advance together. But I guess the game is too easy for that to really be plausible in today's Maple. I miss quests that actually gave you useful items. Like nowadays you get like blue potions for doing quests that are like level 50 and up. It just doesn't make sense. But back then you could get an old raggedy cape from doing an easy quest, and that shit was helpful. You could even get a deputy star, which was an amazing pendant for its time, by doing some quests. So why can't we have quests that actually provide us with useful things anymore? Why is it so bad to give a little bit? Huh, Nexon? To be honest, I even kinda miss how dexless sins, strengthless bowmans, luckless mages, and dexless warriors were a thing. You know, it's like that whole level of prestigeness. If you were dexless or strengthless, then you know you were just stronger than everyone else. And it might sound unfair, but it's so hard to pull off back then that it's almost like there's so few of them, you know, so few of those people. You'd have to have face stompers, a sauna robe with your main stat, or even your secondary stat if you need a little bit of a boost. You'd have to have that specific weapon that didn't require your secondary stat, or else you'd be fucked, you know. And to go along with that, I remember rolling the dice when you're creating a new character, that annoying little dice to try and get as much of your main stat as possible, but like minimum of the other stats. You guys remember that? That was man, it was crazy, and I do miss it. You know, it's things like that, you know, that get you attached to your character right from the start. Rolling that dice for maybe 10 minutes, trying to get the stats that you need, that you want. It just has that bond, and your character is just growing onto you right from the get-go. And I miss it. A few other things I miss about the old MapleStory are the family rep system. I miss seeing names like CB Francisco, Too Cool Justin, and other big names that sort of inspired my server or world. I miss seeing Bigfoot and Headless Horseman leeches. I miss how there used to be actually prestige guilds back in the day. Like for my server, there used to be honor guards. I miss having to actually find and buy mastery books in the FM, and like I said, doing bosses for skill books. Any of you guys had to buy Maple Warrior 30 for 1.5 bill only to have it blow up and not work? Don't you miss it? And I even kinda miss when bishops and other mages had no cooldown on their full map attacks, like bishops having no cooldown on Genesis, making them the best goddamn chaosing class in the whole damn game. If you got a bishop on your bad side back then, you might as well just get moved to a whole new world. As you can tell, there's a lot to miss about the old MapleStory, so it's no wonder why so many have quit over the years. To be honest, I don't think MapleStory could ever fulfill that unique place it once did in all our hearts. But by no means does that mean MapleStory is a bad game. MapleStory has changed. For the better or for worse is still debatable. But the one thing that remains the same, at least for me, are the memories and friends I've created along the way, as well as the opportunity I have to share my experiences with all of you through my YouTube channel. I've been playing MapleStory for over 8 years now, but here is to many more. Thank you all for watching this Sorrowful production. If you enjoyed the video, then why not show it? Hit that like button and subscribe for more Sorrowful goodness. Peace.